Hey, this is Carl with another SOP video for managed service providers. Today I want to talk about why verticals are absolutely necessary. Come with me and find out. So I have a chart, a very simple chart that I hope will make this clear. So let's take the example that you want to buy services. What do you do when you buy services? Well, here's the example. Let's just say that you're looking for an attorney to review your managed service contract. So here's the universe of all the people that you could hire. It includes you and me and other people who are untrained. And let's be honest, it's kind of a dicey move to hire somebody who doesn't really know what they're doing and hope that they will be able to figure out your contract and keep you safe and legal and reach all your goals with regard to security and so forth and so on. The green square represents the people who have JDs. In other words, they are attorneys. They are trained to deal with things like contracts. They take classes on contracts. They understand more, and it's better for you to have your service agreement reviewed by someone who is an actual attorney who knows what they're doing. So that matters a lot. Now, let's look at the next square. The red square is filled with attorneys who deal with services. In other words, they're not litigators. They don't make their living chasing ambulances, right? They specifically deal with service industry, so they understand a lot about the services that are being offered, right? And so they understand what it means to have an ongoing subscription, for example. They understand what happens when somebody stops paying for services. They understand the payment terms that services have that are different from someone delivering products or someone who's trying to buy a house or put together a will. Finally, there are attorneys who specialize in managed services. These are folks who actually work with managed service providers. They understand the kinds of things that we specifically need. They understand what it means to provide preventive maintenance. They have entire sections that they would recommend about safeguarding you from cybersecurity and other things, right? So the closer you get to someone who specializes in exactly what you do, the better your contract is going to be. Cool? So given the options, you could start with me and you and whatever, your cousin Larry, or you could get an attorney, or you can get an attorney who specializes in services, or you can get an attorney who specializes in managed services. Now, the truth is, very few attorneys only do managed services. So they might have 3 or 4 specialties, one of which is managed service providers. And that's totally cool. At least they understand where you fit in the big picture. Now, what has that got to do with you and your picking a vertical? I think the analogy is pretty straightforward. Think about an attorney who wants to get IT support or an accountant. They could go to do it themselves. They could go to their cousin Larry. They could go to somebody who doesn't really understand technology. That's cool, right? Or they could go to the big universe of people who know something. That includes a lot of break-fix people who will go in, do a job, not document it, not put in a maintenance program, not take responsibility, will be gone, and you'll never see them again. It also includes people who charge $700, $800, $900 for a simple job and are happy to just do that and be gone. It includes people who are competent and people who are incompetent, but they all have the label IT service provider. Or they could find somebody who does specifically what you do, managed services, which is awesome. So now they've got somebody who will take ownership of their network, make good choices, have regular meetings with them, provide preventive maintenance, and be there for the long term, signing a contract and taking care of their network. Also, awesome. But next, if they can find somebody who specifically understands the technology of a dentist or an attorney or an accountant, of them, somebody who specializes in their technology, well, that's probably their first choice. Now, one of the things that happens when you pick a vertical, when you pick a specialty, is you begin to learn their language. You understand why you would pick one brand of dental chair or another. You understand different brands of software that are used by attorneys or accountants, right? So over time, you become better and better at giving them truly valuable services. You follow the industry and the fads, and so as a result, you can be even better than someone who is a managed service provider and very competent, but doesn't have that specialty. And the same thing applies to you that applied to our attorney example. You don't have to pick one specialty and only ever do that. You can pick 2 or 3 or 4. You can even do sort of general support plus 2 or 3 specialties. The point is, it's much easier for you to target somebody if you have a specific somebody in mind. And there's lots and lots of opportunities. Just go to InfoUSA and look at all of the industry codes. Every one of those industries has somebody in it who needs tech support, whether that's manufacturing or whatever. So please do yourself a favor in 2021. Start working towards picking 2 or 3 specialties where you can get really good. And it will take time, but you've got all the time in the world, right? So begin today, and my guess is you'll be more successful by the time 2021 is over. For Small Biz Thoughts, this is Carl Palachuk, wishing you the best of luck in your managed service business.